20 household items got tested for PFAS, the toxic forever chemical, and some of the results were really surprising. There's this new law that just went into effect in Minnesota, okay? It bans PFAS from most categories. It just went into effect on January 1st, and so some journalists from the Minnesota Star Tribune, they tested products on January 2nd, the day after the law went into effect, to see if they had PFAS. PFAS are known as the toxic forever chemical. They build up in your body like with every tiny little bit that you ingest, so you want to think of it as like lead. Kind of. You want to just, little amounts aren't going to make a huge deal, but you do want to avoid it as much as you possibly can because they will build up and stay in your body for upwards to 10 years. They are linked to lots of different types of cancer. PFAS over 100 parts per million are banned. That would show that the PFAS were intentionally added, okay? The reason they're called the toxic forever chemical is that they're never going to be broken down in the environment, right? There's over 10,000 different kinds of them. Every little bit that's ever been produced over the last 70 years is still out there somewhere in the air and the water. PFAS are also still legal and regularly used in lots of manufacturing facilities. The 20 items that were tested, they are items that had high levels of PFAS in the past. Of the 20 household products, 18 of them tested positive for PFAS. And honestly, I was actually really pleasantly surprised by some of these results. And then I was also really super disappointed by some of the other results. Before I go into this list, I just really want to quickly say, overwhelmingly, your largest source of PFAS in your life is going to be your food and water. I have an entire playlist on water filters. I'm going to do another video on food soon, okay? But eating folate prevents your body from absorbing PFAS, okay? Folate is in a ton of fresh fruits and veggies, nuts and beans and avocados, things that are really delicious, okay? And I also just posted a video on how to detox PFAS. So please go and check those out. And without further ado, here's a list of 20 items that they tested. I'm going to start at the bottom, go to the top. Here are the products that were completely PFAS free. And honestly, I was super surprised. Shoe gear. This is a water repellent spray for shoes. This is one of the original sources of PFAS, water repellent spray. What's great to know is that pretty much everyone has reformulated and they are now PFAS free. Amazing. This Goods for Life Ultimate Performance Super Soft Washable Rug. No PFAS. So in the past, rugs have been a pretty big source of PFAS, but this one didn't have any. It's also a Wecotec Standard 100 certified. I love to see that that actually matters and make the difference. Here are items that had super low, almost indetectable levels of PFAS, okay? Under 20 parts per million. Always extra heavy overnights with flexi wings. Pampers Swaddlers diapers size 3. Just so you know, there was a test in the past that did find them to be PFAS free. And here they basically are. It's a tiny trace amount. And then this one, guys, Oral-B Glide Dental Floss. Y'all, so Oral-B Glide Dental Floss literally used to be one single strand of Teflon, and Teflon are PFAS, right? There was even a study that proved that using Oral-B Glide Dental Floss increased the amount of PFAS in your body. But obviously, they have reformulated their product, and that is amazing. Pledge Expert Care Lemon Enhancing Polish. Again, another surprising item. The Tampax Pearl Super Tampons. They've tested negative in past tests as well, just like the diapers, but they did show up here in trace amounts. This linen tablecloth from Kohl's, waxed dental floss from Target, a Cat and Jack raincoat from Target. There were trace levels on the outside. The plastic teething rings on this Winnie the Pooh crib toy. Star Wars Mandalorian plush pillow from Kohl's. Another surprise, Urban Decay makeup setting spray. A lot of their products had high levels of PFAS in the past, so it's amazing that this one doesn't have any. And Benefit They're Real mascara. And one thing I do want to mention is that testing capabilities for PFAS have really advanced and they've gotten a lot more sensitive. So some of those items that I just listed have tested negative in lab testings in the past, but it could be that because these new tests are now more accurate, now they're coming up as positive, right? So this next group all tested under 100 parts per million, which according to Minnesota state law means that it is still legal. These kids' snow gloves, they actually tested them twice. This ceramic nonstick pan from Kohl's, and I just did a video on it. And this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid lipstick. Now, makeup in the past was a big category that had a lot of PFAS, okay? Unfortunately, not super surprising. These last 3 items are the ones that tested the highest, okay, and are illegal according to Minnesota state law. Number 1, a KitchenAid hard anodized nonstick pan that was over 10,000 parts per million. That's because it's made of Teflon. Teflon is a type of PFAS. L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour foundation pro matte. It had 1,779.8 parts per million. That's super high, but also not surprising. There have been many studies in the past showing that lots of cosmetics have PFAS, especially if they are listed as waterproof, 24-hour long-lasting, smudge-proof. Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Waterproof Mascara, 807.5 parts per million. The more that things get tested, the more we're going to just see that they have PFAS, especially at trace levels. Another thing I do want to mention is that some of these things may be regional. Okay, so things like tampons and diapers, they may be made at different facilities across the country. So if they tested as negative or even higher PFAS in other tests, it may be specific to that facility. It might not be consistent across the country.